Hello, it's Judith here. You may have missed my unexpected Friday email last week, which was saying, for the next 2 weeks, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be talking about Christmas. And there are actually going to be 2 videos a week in order to help you not make that groaning sound you possibly made when I mentioned the C word. I know, because I've done it, that it's so easy to just keep pushing it away. Oh, it's only November, there's ages, there's weeks left yet. I think it's 5 weeks today is the day. And that is not very long in a busy person's life. And I suspect you are all pretty busy. So we're going to do a different topic in each video. And today's topic is time. I know money's an issue as well now, and we'll come to that. But for me, I think for most people, time is possibly the number one issue. On top of a very, very busy life, you've now got to put in a load of extra tasks. Now, whatever your circumstances are, those tasks will be different. So for me, the first thing is, and the thing that helps me most with overwhelm over other issues, is I just take a piece of paper and a pen. Sorry, it's old-fashioned, but that's the way I like to do it. You do it your way. And I write down everything I can think of. And with the gift that comes with this, we put a sort of little checklist of the obvious things, but everything that's additional to your normal workload that has to be done, because on the 25th of December, it will be Christmas Day. So for you, what is everything that needs to be done? Now, ideally, I would then prioritize those things. And you may have to reorganize the priorities as time passes, but it is worth a bit of effort. So what are the absolute must-dos, not negotiable? And I would like you to include in that your own self-care, because that is so important. And the better you are at taking a bit of time out for yourself, the more efficient you will be at doing the tasks. Excuse me. And guess what? The happier you will be when the time comes for you to actually enjoy the fruits of your labour. So one of the non-negotiable tasks is, how are you going to take care of yourself during this busy season when there are lots and lots of demands on your time? The other priorities will be very personal. And again, I think the little list we've got with the gift is, the biggies. And you may not do all of them, but just as a reminder, but there may be other things as well for you. So mark the absolute must-dos. Sometimes the absolute must-dos are big ones. So for instance, buying presents maybe is one of your must-dos. Might be worth to do another list. I am rather obsessed with lists, I do admit, about all the people you have to buy presents for, or all the people you think you have to buy presents for. It's probably worth writing them all down and perhaps deciding whether or not you do want to buy presents for all these people. Maybe, I don't know, you've always bought presents for friends' children, and those children are now 18 plus, and you're still buying presents for them or sending them a bit of money. Perhaps have a chat with your friend who's probably doing the same for your children if you have them, and say, should we just drop it now? And certainly that's what I did. There was a point, and I can't remember what point now, when the other people's children that I would normally buy gifts for, I didn't buy gifts for anymore. And that was probably before 18, when they got to hit mid-teens or something. So you're again, are there any people you can take off that list? And there may be other things that you have to do that you need to break down, like the prep for Christmas Day itself, the food prep, which, include making lists, buying food, cooking, whatever. So it might be worth breaking those down, because there's another thing I'm coming to, which is, what can you delegate? You don't have to do it all. And if doing it all looks like an impossible hill to climb, you may have to bribe your children, and I've done that. Or you may, play on their or your partner's sympathy and care for you. Whatever it takes, delegate what you can. So, there may be some things on some lists or sub-lists that you can get somebody else to do. Again, you see, this is another good reason for writing things down and maybe breaking them down to a lower level. This allows you to maybe cut some things out that you don't need, or you can afford to drop. Delegate some things, the whole task of planning the Christmas food, you wouldn't delegate to anybody else probably, but there are subtasks there that you can do. Is there any way you can reduce the work to achieve the things that are left for you to do? Would it be the end of the world if, I don't know, you normally made something for Christmas food-wise, and this year you bought it? Obviously money comes into that, but I normally make Christmas puddings, and I haven't had the conversation yet about making Christmas puddings, but I probably will be making them. And what I find, because it's just me, I end up with a load of stuff that is out of date by the next year. You can't buy the exact quantities of fruit and everything else that you need. So, if it was an issue for me, and it may become an issue at some point, or it may even become an issue at some time this year, I don't know. But if it was an issue for me, then I'd say, well, no, I'll go and find the best, I'll look at which is best Christmas pudding and go and buy that instead of making it. So you get my point. Is there any way you can reduce the work necessary? Excuse me, I've got this very silly cough. And even more drastic, if things got really desperate, and again, this list is your guideline for the whole of the next 5 weeks. What could you just not do that you always do? What could you drop off the list? Because this is where priorities come in. Yes, it's probably important if you're responsible for cooking the Christmas dinner that there is one, but there are probably other things that maybe are not quite so important. And then, and this is where the free gift comes in, and I haven't done it, and Deb's the lovely person who does my social media and looks after my website, etc., who's much better at Canva than I am, has produced a little planner for you. So not only is there a place to write down all the things you have to do, you might need a bigger space, because I've now said, you might need sub-lists. But you can actually schedule. So rather than rushing around like an absolutely demented person in the last week before Christmas, or even the last days before Christmas, why don't you put something in every day that you could do towards Christmas? Now, some things have to be, you can't buy sprouts now and peel them and have them ready, but, there will be things that you can do now. So see how big your list is, put at least one thing if you need to in every day. So it's today doesn't count because I don't know when. So 5 7s are 35. So you've got 34 days. You probably have got something for each day. And it will ramp up towards the end. So now that you need to think about what you're doing towards the end so that you've got time to do those things that can only be done at the end. I suppose a Monday Christmas means you, if you work a normal Monday to Friday, then you've got the weekend, but so is the rest of the world. if you're going shopping. I can remember, it's probably better now because there's internet shopping, but I can remember standing at the end of a long queue with the hugest trolley full of stuff, because everybody else had a huge trolley full of stuff, you know, overflowing. And it's not fun, is it? So there are some things that can be bought before that, and there are, you know, this is certainly one of the things, if you've got somebody trustworthy who will stick to a list, and I know that can be a problem, then send somebody else off to do the shopping, or at least take them with you so that you can share the task and rush off in different directions and find the things that you're buying that perhaps you don't normally buy. Anyway, so to me, the answer to not getting to Christmas Day feeling stressed and then not enjoying it because you're absolutely exhausted is to take action now, 5 weeks before, rather than thinking, oh, it'll be fine, I'll do it when the time comes. And that means writing down what you've got to do, planning when you're going to do it, and thinking about what you can take off the list, what you can perhaps do differently, quicker, who you can get to help you. And then you should be left with the absolute, I can't do anything about these. I do apologise for this cough. I can't do anything about these, and they're mine, I have to do them. I hope that helps, and I apologise for talking about Christmas twice a week in November, but as I say, I believe this will lead to a better December and certainly a better Christmas Day. So that's it for today. I will be back on Friday and I'll be talking about one of the other topics, and I will see you then, and you take care. Bye.